Here we go. So good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, wherever you are in the world. And welcome to today's Harmonize to Energize. It's my privilege to share aspects of JIN SHIN JYUTSU, self-help, and relating to the energy field, which I believe we all live in, on these meetings for between 45 and 60 minutes on a Friday. So welcome everybody. I hope you're all having a good week. It's quite an impactful time and lots of change happening. And in JIN SHIN JYUTSU, that's how we transform, through the movement. Through movement equals the potential of change. So welcome to anybody who's completely brand new to this particular webinar. My name is Terry Matthews. I've practiced JIN SHIN JYUTSU from 1989 and worked for at least 20 years for Mary Burmeister JIN SHIN JYUTSU, or was once called JIN SHIN JYUTSU Incorporated, in Scottsdale. And I'm now freelance, or is it free? I don't know. Freelancer, yeah. I love that movie, by the way, Lancer, about the deer. So anyway, enough of that. So JIN SHIN JYUTSU, for those of you who are completely new, the art of the creator through compassionate man is the strict translation, but I always talk about compassionate human, because that includes all genders, and HU, certainly in many traditions that I'm aware of, represents the heart. And the Sufis, when they're doing their zikr, which is their remembrance of the divine, they bow their heads into their heart. Hu, like that, hu. Anyone who's familiar. So they connect with their heart before they dance. And it's something which I think more and more people are realizing that is more important than having a wonderful mind processor and a great physique, etc., etc. I mean, all these things are absolutely essential for keeping life generally in balance. But if you're not feeling happy or some love in your heart, your cells aren't being fed. And when your cells aren't being fed, you're slowing down and the potential for disharmony arises. So in JIN SHIN JYUTSU, this art of compassion, we're connecting to energy pathways left and right of the spine with energy locks left and right of the spine. And there's 26 of them, all with different understandings, different names, which relate to aspects of philosophy and also aspects of our physio, how energy will move through the body. When we're in harmony, energy will move congruently. When we're out of harmony, we tend to feel out of balance. This energy is blocked. And so we can use our hands, palms of our hands, our fingers, our thumbs, the back of our hands, and placing them on these safety energy locks, which, by the way, are the diameter of your hand, not mine, your hand, on your body. We can facilitate the reharmonization, the recongruency, the movement of energy. And one of the basic ways we can do that, including the placement of hands, is through the breath. And really, that's the biggest non-secret secret of JIN SHIN JYUTSU, is the breath. It's something that is with us. It's something that we expel and inhale. And it also allows energy from the cosmos, cosmic purified energy, which to the naked or perhaps to the third eye would appear as light in different dimensions like the rainbow. But we're also affected by sound. And these energies arise at different, what Mary Burmeister, the founder of JIN SHIN JYUTSU in the West, or the transmission of JIN SHIN JYUTSU in the West, talked about and described as depths. Her teacher never really discussed those levels in that way, but Mary was a great researcher, and she, in her own research, gave the name to different dimensions or different levels of consciousness, depths. And we talk about the 9th depth through the 1st depth, and the 9th depth is really the 0 point. It's that quantum field, that vacuum state, where it's understood, certainly in the traditions of the Taoism from the East, as the creator, from whence everything came, which includes God. In JIN SHIN JYUTSU, we would say 9th depth begets 8th depth, which is the source, which you could say is God, which differentiates into the 7th depth, which is light, differentiates into the 6th depth, which is the blueprint of the body to be. We're still unmanifest at those levels. And then as we begin to live and breathe and have our being, the energy then moves down, dances down, and creates the form that we are familiar with. And Mary used to practice the 36 breaths through 4 of these different dimensions, normally 8th, 7th, 6th, and 3rd depth, but there are variations of the theme. And I like to practice all the self-help that I do and share using the practice of 36 breaths, which is 4 by 9. 9 means end of a cycle, beginning of a new. And right now, the world is aware that Her Royal Highness Queen Elizabeth II ended her current cycle on this planet, and I believe is probably resting before she begins her next cycle. Huge times of transformation that we're in now, and the potential for huge benefit to all humanity. She left a legacy which I'll only describe as the most incredible service to humanity. If anyone wanted an example of what service looks like, I suggest you look no further than the history and annals of Elizabeth, Queen of England. So God bless you, HRH. You're in my heart. And if any of you are here from the UK, no doubt she's in your heart today. And God bless the new King of England, Charles III, and his family, and everyone connected to the royals at this time, and everyone everywhere who is connecting at the level of heart, of service, of the humanity that this very, very, very fine soul, in my view, shared. So let's all connect together now and connect heart to heart, soul to soul. And let's think in terms of letting go of all that which no longer serves and receiving now what does serve us, the new, ending the cycle, beginning the new. And the last couple of sessions, webinars, we were looking at the idea of different levels within the body energy field, breaking it down into the bust line area, the waistline area, and the hip line area. And in JIN SHIN JYUTSU, that represents thoughts at the bust line, words at the waistline, and deeds at the hip line. And I think it's salutary to remind ourselves that it's those thoughts that decide the results in our life. How we think, what we think. I will also suggest that the thoughts normally come from how we're feeling at the time. The heart is there at the bus line, where Mary said our thoughts begin. Well, the heart energy field, or the heart energy pathway, for those of you that are familiar with JIN SHIN JYUTSU, will know it connects to every organ function in the body, and it goes deep, deep, deep into the brain. It's the wisdom aspect of our consciousness, the joy aspect, the compassion. So we could be better off if we're more mindful of how we're feeling in any one moment, because the thoughts that arise from that could decide the words we speak and the actions that we carry out. So let's have a quick look at the bus line, waistline, hip line segmentation on the body. Yeah. No, there's nothing to show. What happened? It should be showing. That's weird. Well, I don't know what's going on there. Huh. Very strange. Oh well, when that happens, I just demonstrate. So we talked about the segmentation of the forehead, safety angel 20, 21, 22 representing bust line, waistline, hip line. Then we went to 13, 14, waistline, 15. Now we're going to look at the arms and the hand, and whereupon most of you that are familiar with JIN SHIN JYUTSU will know the mediator flows, starting from safety energy lock number 3, going through safety energy lock 17, 18, and 19. And in the terms of segmentation, the bust line, waistline, and hip line, there's a upper 19 or high 19, which represents, and this is your upper arm, which represents bust line in this case. Then there is the 19, which is in the elbow crease, 2 tendons, which represents waistline in this case. And then holding the thumb here, the pad of the thumb, and this part of the ulnar side of the hand where the little finger is, together represents the hip line in the arm and hand. So what we're going to practice today then, I recommend always we start at the hip line. The arm, like the body and like the legs, has escape routes. In the legs we talked about the 15s, starting at that hip line, being the bridge which allows energy to descend. Well, we mirror that in the hands and the arms. So we're going to start by holding 18 and 17. All right. 17, 18, before we go to 19 and high 19. And this represents the hip line. You can choose left or right. Okay. Or you can do this, or you can do that. It's up to you how you want to do it. But I would suggest you can hold both at once. Sit up as straight as you possibly can. Drop your shoulders. Close your eyes. Stun any cell phones. It's important, I feel, that our environment is as peaceful and as non-distracted as possible. And then connecting to that pad of the thumb and the ulnar side of the little finger there, the wrist. just breathe out. And we're not breathing out in any particular way, in through the nose, out through the mouth, anything quite like that. What comes naturally to you. And as we're breathing out, energy moves down from the head, safety engine lock 4, through safety engine lock 15, to the big toe or toes, to the earth beneath, and then from the toes, big toe, up through the back of the legs, up through the hip line 15 and 2, back up to safety energy lock 4 before beginning again. And it does that in a spiral shape and in a positive direction. So let us begin. Breathe out and allow energy to move from head through the hip to the toes. Letting go of what you no longer need. And receiving the breath, the light, and the sound, the oneness, as you inhale up the back. And holding safety energy lock 18, 17, 17, 18. You may register pulses, and that suggests that energy, certainly blood, and the energy is moving between those energy locks. 8 more times. Here we go. And just as we relax, we're letting go of what we no longer need in order to build something new. It's not wrong to experience all the different emotional responses to life, but it's unhelpful if we hold on to them, because they will take us out of harmony. So whatever you're feeling now, be aware that it's more harmonious not to hold on for a long time to any of those feelings. Just allow them to percolate through you as you breathe out, and allow yourself to receive an enhanced frequency of energy to transform those thoughts and feelings to a more harmonious dimension. And don't worry if thoughts come that perhaps disturb your equilibrium. Just witness them and let them go on their way. And feel as you connect with your feet to the earth beneath, the Mother Nature in all her magnificence, all her glory, all her harmony, all her energy, all her love, all her compassion through all beings is holding you, supporting you, loving you, blessing you, nurturing you, forgiving you. And that which we do not need circulates like an earth cable down through the mineral layers, down through to the water, which will conduct all that unnecessary charge that we may be feeling and will dissipate it throughout the expanse of the earth. For everything that we don't need, something else uses. And sooner or later, or maybe not, there is a synchrony between our breathing and the energy field, and we may feel that pulsation at the energy locks. If you don't, no judgment. It will come eventually. Try not to, or maybe that's not the correct term. If we square our heads and think, oh, I should have felt something in that 9 breaths. Not necessarily. It may take multiples of 9. Your journey is unique to you. So as we've created the escape route, the pathway by holding the representation of the hip line in the hand, we're now going to move to safety energy lock 19. And interestingly, just leaning back there to what is happening in the world, 19 represents authority and leadership, perfect balance. So we can hold the 19s together like I was. And the 19 for the new people, find your elbow joint, and on the outer side, the thumb side, radial, you can place your fingers between the 2 tendons there on the right and the left.
Terry, can you show your hands a little bit more? I didn't see them last time.
Can you see this?
Yes, I can. I just didn't see the 17 and the 18, what you were
The
doing.
17, the 18 is here. There's the pad of the thumb, that's 18. 17 is the ulnar side of the little finger. Is that okay? Okay, good.
Yes, thank you.
You're welcome. So let us begin. 9 exhalation, inhalations. Relax, drop shoulders, bow head slightly if that feels comfortable. Connect. Energy moving down the front of the body, through the hip line, down to the feet, to the earth beneath. And then from the earth, back up the body, to the head, heaven, the head. Maybe ask yourself, by whose authority do I lead? Leading myself, leading others? Is there such a thing as perfect balance? Maybe perfect is limiting. Maybe greatness is less limiting. So as you come to your 9th exhalation, inhalation, holding the safety engine at 19, just observe how you feel, where you feel. Here at the level of the waistline, the mind. Maybe observe if you felt any sensations in different parts of your body. These energy locks are all connected. And then we can move on to connecting to the bus line field of energy. And this is the high 19. So this is place your left hand on your right upper bicep, tricep area, upper arm. If holding both together, which I'm going to do, isn't comfortable, you can take one hand away and put it on your thigh, your high one there. Otherwise, hold them both together, whichever way is comfortable for you. And here we are, bus line heart. So by whose authority are we leading? I'm going to suggest by the purest connection to our heart. I believe if we lead from our heart, everything else falls into place. But that leadership, that balance, has to be relatively balanced. The heart is the seat of all our emotions. And the heart, at its purest, I believe, knows all those qualities of love, wisdom, compassion, joy. And through that filter, I feel we can truly lead. We surrender the mind or the ego to the wisdom of the heart. Here we go, 9 exhalation, inhalations. And the energy moving from the 4s, which also represent bus line, down through the body, through the 15s at the hip line, all the way down to the big toes. And then as we receive more purified energy, moving up the back in order to return down the front. Releasing to build something new, purifying to take us into the next transformational phase or cycle, opening our hearts more, purifying our hearts more, becoming perhaps better servants to ourselves and others. And as we reach the 9th exhalation, inhalation, just slip into the neutral zone and be the witness for where you are, where you be. "27 breaths later, you are different from 27 breaths earlier." And now the last set of 9 exhalation inhalations, we just make a slight shift. The fingers are going to go to the side of the shoulder blades, either side, and the thumbs go under the shoulder girdle. Yes, we're still at the bust line. Why not? Opening up our hearts further. Sounds like a plan. If this is uncomfortable, again, one hand on the upper thigh, high ones, and let us begin. "26 all complete, 22 connecting to 144,000 special function energy in the body." All right then. letting go in order to grow. Breathing in the cosmic purified energy, 360 degrees. Boosting, rejuvenating, transforming, harmonizing. And remember, we're receiving the breath, not grasping for it. If you have any kind of lung or heart condition, this hold will help harmonize. So as you reach that ninth exhalation, inhalation, just be as you are. And you can take your hands away, place them in your 15 area, your lap, if you wish. Just be natural. And see how you feel. And as I've begun to do in these sharings, I'd like to invite anybody who either has a birthday this week or within the astrological dimension of Virgo, or who has a project that they're working with. Congratulations, Diana. Well done. Yeah, it's surprising. The group effect, when we're all together and all connected, will multiply so many times the effect of just doing it by ourselves. So intention, when we intend to harmonize and we do it in a group, we multiply the effect. So is there anyone amongst you that would like to receive additional connection of sharing of universal energy today during this period of time? Is there anyone? Doesn't have to be your birthday. You could fake it if you want and say, well, it is, but it isn't. It's whoever. Or if you have a project, or which can be at all those different dimensions, soul, heart, mind, or body.
Can you hear me?
I can. Who's that?
Vera.
Where?
Vera.
Yeah, I gotcha. Would you like to receive a healing?
I would like to send some magic vibes to my daughter who suffers long COVID.
Okay. What's your daughter's name?
Esther.
Esther. Do you mind if I spotlight you?
No.
There you are. All right. Mary, is there any, did you want to receive something?
Yeah, if we're working on COVID, I have a friend who's been in a coma for almost 3 weeks with COVID. Her name is Twyla. If we could send her some energy too.
Do you want me to spotlight you?
Go ahead.
All right. Okay, everyone. So this is the part of the sharing where we connect to each other and then we focus on a person by name. And we allow the universal energy to be jumper cabled through the palms, through the center, which also represents safety energy lot 26, to each other and to the people that are seeking harmony, more health, rejuvenation, balance in their life. So, Wera, can you repeat the name of your
Esther.
Esther
Esther. Yes.
and Mary?
Twyla,
Sorry, can you say that again?
Twyla.
Gwyla, Esther and Gwyla. So in our hearts, we're connecting to one another, to the universe, and to Esther and Gwyla for their condition, which is COVID, yeah?
Twyla with a T, Twyla.
Oh, Twyla.
Okay,
Twyla, sorry.
yes, COVID.
Yeah. And the condition is COVID, bus line. Okay, everybody, close your eyes. And Wera and Mary, you're going to join to give, but you can equally receive. It's up to you. You want to give? Here we go. Let us relax, drop our shoulders, exhale, and let the cosmic purified energy begin its dance of healing, harmonizing, uplifting, and transforming. To Esther, Twyla, to everyone on this webinar, to everyone anywhere who we know may be suffering at this time. So your energy will let you know when the time is up, if you like, for giving or allowing or sharing universal energy with others. And if you feel that, you can gently be grateful and just allow yourself to remain as peaceful as possible. And just then place your hands in your groin area, the 15. And I think most of you know, the more unconditional your sharing is, the more likely that someone else will receive the purity of the energy and the quantity of the energy that they need. And that's why we connect with our hearts. We give from here. And actually, we receive here. It is valuable, though, not to think in terms of I am doing anything. We are opening up, but it's the energy coming through us. It's the intelligence of the energy coming through us that is finding its way to Esther, Twyla, to all of you. When we step out of the way, the magnificence of the cosmos can work through us unimpeded. So thank you, everybody. I hope you're feeling at least a tad more harmonized than you were when you arrived. If you were feeling disharmonized, or however you were, I hope you are feeling some greater connection with the energy field if you weren't before. Maybe more connection with your heart. So I normally talk about what's going on in the JIN SHIN world, but I just want to remain peaceful for a little while longer before I say cheerio. Susan, you're welcome. And during that healing blessing, probably because I've had my eyes glued to the screens, I was seeing Queen Elizabeth II just surrounded by the most beautiful white light. And I'd like to just honor her once more and just sit with that intent for her upliftment, for her family's peace, and for the 9 energy to move forward for King Charles III and all the people around the world in the Commonwealth, anybody and everyone who knows who Queen Elizabeth II touched. And by the way, we're not the only planet in the universe. We don't know who else is touched when we connect. It's not for no reason that people are beginning, I believe, to see flying saucers, UFOs. We are not alone, and we have never been alone. So let's just hold the energy for all beings, everywhere, no exceptions. Okay, so blessings to you all, wherever you are in the world. I hope you have a peaceful, joyful, harmonious rest of the day, week, and wherever you are. And let us connect again next Friday, same time. I'm working on somebody to come along and share. You'll be surprised, or maybe you're not, how shy people can be. But you know, once you get going, it all flows. Once you get over that initial stage fright, it all flows. It's just...
Connect with you, Terry, for next
Hello?
week. Hello, I think that
Hello?
I'm going to hello, I think I'm going to connect with you for next week. It's going to be my birthday next Saturday too. So I would like to share my experience how JIN SHIN JYUTSU saved my life.
Who is that?
Gabriella from the UK.
Oh, okay. Gabriella,
Yeah.
write to me, h2energize@gmail.com. And if you're going to come on, I'll probably need to share with you a few tips. Is that all right?
Absolutely.
And thank you very much for volunteering.
Yes,
That's
so
wonderful.
my email is gabriella.samson@gmail.com.
I think I got it somewhere, but here's mine. And I'm doing it wrong. Yeah. Yeah. Drop me a line at h2energize@gmail.com. There you go. All right, everybody.
Thank you so much.
You're
Thank you.
welcome. Thank you. I'm going to stop
Thank you.
the recording.